All right. Hello. Oh my goodness, my alarm's going off and I got all kinds of noises happening. Okay, so I am live. So I'm going to give everyone a moment to find me. So let's see. I'm live in the Your Spiritual Hostess group and the page. Okay. So please say hello as you come on and let me know that you can see me and hear me. And I'm going to bring my comments up. You will need to click the link that says allow StreamYard to show my name. It doesn't actually say that. It's just a StreamYard link. Actually, I'm going to go grab the link. I'm going to use my other screen here so I can keep you on that one. So I'm going to try to put the link in here. So please say hello so that I know that you're here. And I want to see if it's working that I can see people's names. Oh my goodness, every time I log in, it wants to. I love security. It's great to have security, but holy Moses, there's a lot of steps to go through. All right, let's get in there. Okay. Yes. All right. So, okay. So I see a Facebook user who said hi. So I won't see your name unless you click the link above that says allow StreamYard to show your name. So if you can find that link and click it, that would be great. If not, I do have a workaround. I'm going to go open Facebook so I can see you there. But I'm also going to try to share the link here. I just need to find it. Links. Excuse me. Where's my links? Okay. There they are. And do I have StreamYard here? Yeah, there's. Okay. Copy that. Copy that. All right, I'm going to try this, see if it works. I'm going to hit enter. All right, so I'm putting a link in comments. So if you can please click that link, it will allow me to see your name. Excuse me. So I will know who's leaving comments. And I'm going to go and put a banner up here. So we're going to do this one, your personal year in 2023. Let's put that up. Okay, because this is what we're going to talk about. So we're basically looking at the energies of the year. So we're going to look at the energy imprint of 2023. We're going to look at where you are in your personal year cycles. I will want to be able to interact with you in comments. So if you can, please click that link that I put in comments. Hopefully it did show up, or there's one in the post. And say hello so that I know you're here. I'm going to walk everyone through how they can figure out what their personal year is. And excuse me. And I am going to do a reading for every personal year. However, I will pick specific people and I will start with you. So let's go in here. And so I'm going to put I'm putting the little formula here. So day, so months and day of birth plus 7. Okay. I'll pop this one up. So the first thing I'm going to invite everyone to do. Oh, I see some comments. So hi Jenna. So I'm glad that you were able to pop in for a minute. Jenna and I were talking just before this. By the way, Jenna, I forgot to offer you one piece at the end of your reading. I meant to, and you popped off and it was too late. And I was going to tell you that the whole purpose of what we just did there, I felt, was it was creating, it's almost creating a shield of protection for you as you move ahead this year and the things that you need to do. So I just wanted to offer that to you. It came up after right after we hung up. So I was going to message it to you, but hey, there you go. I got to tell you about it. So I'm going to go and open up Facebook because I see a couple people that I don't know who you are. So I have to go find you and see who you are. And you may show up in here, you may not. Comments. Let's see. No, I don't want to hear myself talking. Go away. Okay. Mary Rayfuse says hi. Sherry Mulrooney says hi. All right. Oh, and thank you, Jenna. I just saw your note that says that it was. Oh no, is that yours? Yeah, Sherry and 2 other people are watching with you. Great. Okay, so if you can click the link that I put in the comments so I can see your name, that would be awesome. It'll just make it a lot easier for me to communicate with you because otherwise I have to keep going back to my phone so that I can see who's leaving messages. Did that show up? No, I'm going to type it in here for you. StreamYard.com, Facebook. StreamYard.com/Facebook. Okay, so I just put the link in. So hopefully you can click on that or you can copy it and put it in your browse and it will allow me to see your name in StreamYard. Otherwise, I'm going to keep Facebook open so I can do that. All righty, let's begin. Happy 2023, everyone. So I have started doing my annual yearly intention readings. Very busy with those. Started in December and into January. And this is where we start to look at people's 2023 year. So, what's in store for you? Where are you headed? What do you want to focus on? What do you want to do? How can you best be supported? Hi, Twyla. Yeah. So there is a link I just put in comments. If you can actually test that out for me. So StreamYard.com/Facebook, I put in the comments there. If you can click on that and then come back in and say hi, and I should see your name. I'm just going to show everybody why I'm asking you to do that, because Jenna said okay, and we know it's Jenna, but somebody's I don't know who. I know because I have Facebook open on my phone so I can see. But let me do that. But if you allow StreamYard to show your name, then I can see who you are. And you only have to do that once. And then it's in place anytime. I believe anytime you're on StreamYard, you don't have to keep doing it. So Twyla, if you would test that for me, that'd be great. So we've been diving deep into 2023 and looking at what it means to each person, what it means, to their year. And so I've been building numerology into that. And I typically do that. You don't see it in comments. Oh, okay. I put it in comments. Oh yeah, you know what? I typed it in. I see it, but you don't see it. Okay, I don't know why. Okay, let's try this. I'll get this figured out. This is a little bit of a testing ground, so let me try this. Facebook. Great. So I'm going to pop this up on the screen. So that's it there. So you could just type it in your browser or on your phone, depending where you are. If you're using the same device, if you're not, you could just use a different device. And just type that in, and then it says let StreamYard see your Facebook Live comments. And then we can see your Facebook Live comments. So I'll leave that up just for a few minutes while I'm talking. Okay, so I always build numerology into my readings. I'm not a numerologist. It's not my area of expertise, but I have, some knowledge, and I've been using the personal year numbers for quite a long time for myself and in readings for others. And so I was building that into the yearly intention readings as I typically do. And I thought it would be fun to just pop on here and do a live and share that with some of you so you can all get an idea of what that means and how the best way for you to show up in 2023 and the best way for 2023 to support you. So 2023 is a 7-year. Let's talk about that. Okay, we're going to add it. I'm going to show it. All right, 2023 is a 7-year. What does that mean? Well, we go through 9-year cycles. And so personally, we go through 9-year cycles, and yearly wise, the universe well, our version of the universe of Earth goes through 9-year cycles. And so 2023 is a 7-year. And that comes from the numbers 2023. So you add them up. So 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 3 is 7. That's why it's a 7-year. So what does that mean? So if we look at the years 1 to 9, I'm just going to read you what a 7-year is. I do my own interpretations of it, but I just thought it would be nice to kind of give you a little bit of background, a little bit of a more thorough explanation. So a 7-year it's a year of victory. It's a year of learning. It's a year where you can take a break from the pressures of your daily activities, still your mind, restore your spirit, reflect on what's meaningful to you and serves you purpose. And this is really long, so I'm not going through all of that. So basically 7 years are all about your journey. And I just want to kind of look at where have we come from year-wise. So last year was a 6-year, and a 6-year typically is where you just kind of get settled and comfortable in your home space. And, in 6 years, we tend to beautify our space or clean it out, clear it up, make it more livable or create a space for ourselves in our homes or somewhere else. Prior to that was a 5-year. It's a year of transformation. Usually a lot of upheaval in a 5-year. It's a lot of changes. It can be very uncomfortable. Hello, 2021, because that was a 5-year. And prior to that was a 4-year. In 4 years, we're looking at our foundations. And when we look at our foundations, we look at what supports us, what doesn't support us. Things start to shift and change. We feel like we're not very stable, and we don't have a good solid footing. Hello, 2020. Right, 2020. So basically, those were our COVID years, which really, changed what our foundation. It changed so many things about how we show up and how we do things in business and personally. And then we went through great transformation with that. And then we kind of settled in a 6. Do you see how that has played out from a year perspective in the last 3 years? And then the 7 years, like, okay, where are we going next? What's our next step? What's the next leg of my journey? What is it that I want to do, accomplish, learn? Where do I want to experience? That's typically a 7-year. And then an 8 years where you just kind of sit back and go, whoo, look at everything I've done and everything that I've accomplished. And then we're going to go through more of these years in a moment. So what I'd like you to do is, I'm going to come back to the comments in a moment, is I would like for you to calculate your personal year. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to take your month and your day of birth, not the year of birth, just the month and the day of birth, and you're going to add 7 to it. So I'm going to give you mine. So my birthday is May. That's a 5 plus 6 plus 7. Okay. So May 6th is my date of birth, right? So the 5th month and the 6th day. So that's 11. And then 7 is 18. So I'm doing this while I'm going through it. 7 equals 18. And then 1 plus 8 equals 9. All right, let me get this up here for you. All right, so you got me? So May the 6th, 5, 6, 11. We're in a 7-year, 18, 1 plus 8 is 9. I'm in a 9-year. 9-year cycle, I'm in a 9-year. I'll talk about what that means in a moment. So I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to jump over to the comments and, oh, look at that. Woohoo. People have been clicking on that link and getting it. So hi, Mary. You got it. Awesome. And hi, Michelle. And hi, Ward. And hi, Colleen. And Twyla, is this Twyla here? It sent me to the site where I had to register for an account and log in. So I have no idea what that is. That must be Twyla. Is that you, Twyla? Because that would happen to you. Yeah, that was you. Okay, it shouldn't do any of that. So I'm not sure where you went, but it shouldn't do any of that. So, okay. So we got a number. So hello, Ward. So can you just type in your date of birth? I'm May 16th, right? Am I reading that right? So if your birthday is May 16th, then yes. So 5 plus 1 plus 6, which is 12, and 7, which is 19. 1 and 9 is 10, and you would be a 1. Yes. Okay, perfect. So you're in a 1 year. Awesome. Let's start with you. What a great place to start. 1 year. Perfect. Thank you, Ward. I love that. So I'm leaving you up here. I'll start with you. So what do we know, Ward? We know that you are in a 1 year. So some people believe or subscribe to a year from January to, and everybody, you can put your dates of birth in, and if you want to calculate them like Ward did, you can. If you don't, it's fine. I'll calculate it, and I'll just start bringing you up on the screen. So so some people believe the year starts at their date of birth. Some people believe it's January to December. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. I don't necessarily strongly believe any one thing, because we don't really know anything until, we're in that plane, and then we'll know everything. So, but what I believe personally, is that the energy carries through till our birthday. So you're entering 1 year, but you're coming out of a 9. 9 years are all about letting go, releasing, clearing. Would it be true if I said to you that last year there were a lot of endings, there was a lot of, I feel like there was like a lot of, there's some sadness and grief around your year last year, which would be typical of a 9, but basically 9s are where you're declaring things complete. Now, this can be anything. So it can be relationships. It can be, yes, true. Saying yes, true. It can be relationships. It can be clearing out your house. It can be leaving a job, right? It can be very major things like leaving a relationship, leaving a job, people leaving you, being fired from a job. But it can be smaller things like just, clearing out your space and letting go. So you're going to see that energy come through for the first part of this year. You're not out of that energy yet. So it is a really good time to declutter, to get rid of things. Just look at stuff that's no longer serving you. And I'm in a 9 year now. I'm just coming into that. So I'm starting to do that. I'm starting to look at, what do I no longer want in my life? And I'm purging, and I'm getting rid of stuff, and I'm stepping back from things that I find they're just not serving me. I just know at a soul level they're not serving me. And so that's what's happening to you. So that's because you're getting ready to go into a 1 year. So 1 years are all about fresh new starts, new beginnings. If you screw up the 9 year, I'm just kidding, you can't screw it up. But what I mean by that is if you fight it and you don't allow these things to come to endings and release them and let them go. So for example, let's say you had a relationship and it ended. Oh, but you are bitter and you are hanging on to that, and you're in victim mode, and it's all their fault. And if you stay stuck in that, you're not going to move into the 1 year. So it's really important to declare things complete in a 9 year so that you can start fresh in a 1 year. So come May, you're going to start to see some shifts in that. New things are going to open up for you. I don't know if you're looking up if you're looking for a new job or something, but I feel like something's going to come up around job or money or career, or if you're self-employed, contracts, like something's going to happen around that for you this year. But 1 year are really good. Now, they're not really good years. So I'll work this in as I do some of the others. I'm going to keep track of what years I covered. So we did a 1 year. They're not really good years to enter into contracts with people necessarily. I'm not saying don't do that for sure. But it's really a good idea just to get a sense of where you want to go, start to lay the foundation for where you want to go. Not necessarily take any big steps towards it. It's kind of a good year for visualization and planning, and really just starting that process. So that's what you have in a 1 year. And you're welcome to answer questions. I will go through, I'll try to get through as many people as I can. And I just want to check some of your comments. So, I just missed your one. I broke up with the girlfriend a week ago. Oh my gosh, of course you did. I hope it was a good breakup. And what I mean by that is I hope you're okay, and I hope you're ready to move on, and you're not really stuck to that, because if you are, it'll really hurt you in the next 9 year cycle. And just know that people come into our lives for reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. And whatever, if you guys are meant to be together, you'll come back together. And if you're not, you're not. So take all the good from that and take it with you into your 1 year. And you're asking, is the personal year different for each life path? Yeah, so I don't really get into life paths a lot, so I don't know that I'm equipped to answer that. But we also have our own master numbers, and we also have path numbers, and I haven't brought all that together. But one of the things I'm going to be doing a lot of this year is I'm going to be bringing in experts on things I'm not an expert on. And so I'm actually going to write that down, and I'm going to reach out to a numerologist, and I will invite them in. So make sure you're connected with me and following me. And when I do, I'll post an event and you can attend and you can ask exactly that question. Okay, so thank you, Ward, for being my first person to jump on here with me. So let me go back up to the top and let's see who else put their numbers in. So I'm just going down to Colleen. I think you're my next one. All right, Colleen. So January 16th. So 1 plus 7 is 8, and we're in a 7-year, which is 15, which is a 6. So I'm just going to write this down. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're doing a 6. And I will do every year. So if there's someone here that doesn't have a year, but someone on the replay does, then they will get it. And so if anyone is here that was a 1, you more or less get your like you understand what your year is about as well, because I just did that for Ward. All right, I needed some water there. All right, Ward. And so Colleen, we're going to do yours. Yours is a 6. Okay. So January 16th. Well, first of all, happy early birthday to you in 4 days. So, and I did say you're a 6-year, and I've just come back 7, 7, 8, 7, 15, 1, 6. Yes. Okay, great. Okay. And because you're January 16th, you're already stepping into the 6-year. So you would have just came out of a 5-year. 5s are all about transformation, growth. Typically in a 5-year, we learn a lot about ourselves. We learn a lot about other people. They can tend to be a little upsetting, because with any kind of personal growth, it can be challenging, and there can be lots of lessons to be learned. And so a lot of transformation and growth in a 5-year. So I feel like you were already on that path. So I don't know if you noticed any big ups and downs last year, but I do feel like you learned a lot about yourself and your process, and you grew a lot. So they're giving me, when I say they're giving me, it's my guides come in and kind of show me stuff. And so I'm seeing, with 5 years for me always take me to the butterfly, and when it's the and sorry, when I go into La La Land, sometimes I can't get my words out. So the caterpillar. So the caterpillar in the cocoon, and then they're feeling very kind of scrunched in there. So this sometimes happens in a 5-year. You're feeling restricted. It's like, gosh, I need to emerge. I need to get out there. I need to do more. There's something else for me. I'm more than just this thing that I feel like I am. And then you start to break out of that, right? So then the cocoon starts to become the butterfly. And when you break out of it, it's very uncomfortable. But once you're out of it, it's like, holy crap, look at me. I didn't know this about myself. And, there's so much more to me than I thought there was. That's how I would describe a 5-year. And let me know if that describes what happened for you last year. I think I'm very much going to lose track of comments here because there's a lot of them. So so Colleen's saying, oh, so correct. And so you're coming into a 6-year. So this is a year for you to breathe, calm down, settle down, just get comfortable in your skin. You just emerged from a cocoon and from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Like, that was a lot. And you're like this completely different thing now. And you need to get used to that. And so you need to flap your wings, and you need to go fly around the garden, and you need to understand that when it's cold, you're up in the wind, you're not down on the ground anymore. And it's a little harder to get away from it. So funny that they're giving me that, because what I heard for you is you really want to be grounded this year. So 6 years are about getting very comfortable in your space, getting very comfortable in your skin, in. You will probably want to stay home a lot this year. And if you travel a lot, you're probably going to feel out of sorts. And you will want to have a space that you can go to that you're comfortable. So if you don't, that could be your entire home or apartment, wherever you live. But it could also just be a room, or it could be a corner of the room. So it's going to be really important for you to have your space to retreat and just take in all that happened last year. Just really fully step into who you are this year. Good Lord, Colleen. Yes, I've grown a lot. I almost died a year ago. Well, good heavens. That's a pretty big shakeup. So that would have been in a 4-year for you. Remember, I said 4 years are foundational. And that's when your foundation really kind of gets pulled out from under you, or it feels very shaky, or you feel like you're not on solid ground. Well, obviously you almost died. You wouldn't have felt like you were on solid ground. But your growth and transformation came from that experience. Oh, that's a lot to go through. Oh, make me emotional. So, I just want to give you a huge hug and say, and give you kudos for coming through that the way that you did, and stepping into who you are, if that makes sense to you. Because I'm so glad. So thank you so much for bringing that forth. Thank you so much for sharing that, and just enjoy your 6 year. Pamper yourself, fill yourself with beauty, whatever it is that lights up your soul. Just have that around you. I see you with flowers. Bring flowers into your home, for example. It's so interesting. They're really taking me to this garden theme with you, this butterfly, this garden, this green, this nature, this flower. I feel like that's really important to you. So make sure that you bring that in if you can't be in it. I'm not sure where you're located in the world. This could be reaching anyone, anywhere. Thank you, Colleen, for bringing that forth. Let's see. So let me scroll. Let me do all my scrolling. I wish I could bookmark this. So let's get back to there's Colleen. I'm gonna make a note. So Mary's next, and then Michelle. I'm gonna just make a little note so I can bookmark it, and then Michelle will be next. And then whoever's after that. Okay, Mary, May 10th. Lots of May people here. Okay, so 5 plus 1 plus 0. So 5 plus 1 is 6. And 6 plus 7 is 13. Yes, 13. So, and 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, so Mary, you are in a 4. I'm loving that I'm getting like all these different years. Some of you will be the same, and I won't repeat all the same stuff, but I'll give you what comes up for you. So Mary is in a 4 year. All right, so Mary just came out of a 3 year. And that energy is still with you until your birthday. And 3 years are very creative years, very expressive years. And they're giving me something that I want to make sure I share with you, because I think this is very important. Because when it's for everyone, the support for everyone. So when I talk about your year, if it doesn't fit you, if you're like, that was not my year, it's because something happened that didn't allow you to fully show up. So for example, a 3 year, it's a very creative, expressive year. Well, if you didn't allow that to happen, and it's kind of like I talked about with the 9s and stepping into the 1 and hanging on to a past relationship or whatever it is, not moving on, you're not going to feel the full benefit of the next year. So the 3. So I don't know why that's coming up for you, Mary. Please let me know if, as I start to share some more of this with you, please let me know. Colleen said, I just bought a plant at lunchtime. I love it. Perfect. You're on the right track. Awesome. So let me know as I talk about a 3 if this resonates with you, because I feel like there might have been some resistance for you around a 3 year. So 3 years are where you just have fun and you celebrate and you express yourself. And it's kind of like that, your body, your mind, your soul, everything aligns. And you just have fun. It's typically a fun year. And you might find that you start a new project, or that you, hello, kitty cat, that you start a new project, or you start something new in a 3 year. And it's also about collaboration and spending time with those you love. So that's typically what happens in a 3-year. And there's something else that I wanted to pull out of that. I love the phrasing for that. The world is your stage. And so, yeah, it's probably no other else way I could say that. Okay, so you're carrying that energy through. So that would have been last year. You're carrying that through into May. You're going into a 4-year. So 4 years are foundational. So this is where you start to look at, what is the foundation I'm standing on? How does this support me? What's working? What's not? What's shaky? What's solid? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to keep? So when 4 years come up, again, I related this to, just the years that we've had over the last few years. And that was when COVID hit. And so it shook the foundation that we stand on. So don't be surprised if something happens this year that shakes the foundation that you're standing on. Do I remember that you wanted to do some there's something you want to do? Do you want to do some training, or you want to learn something? So I'm going to relate this to the 7-year. I didn't do that in the last 2. But remember, when it's 7-year, it's all about your journey. It's all about what you want to experience. It's all about what you want to do. You're in a 4-year. It's foundational. So what do you want to do? What do you want to learn? What do you want to experience that's going to create the foundation for you throughout this next the next 6 years of your cycle, 5 years of your cycle, of this cycle of your life. And be prepared to let go of things that are no longer serving you. Be prepared to bring in new things that you need. So this is where you really want to take stock. What do I have? What do I need? What isn't working for me? And clear that crap out and bring the stuff that you need in. So, yes, taking class in animal communication. Yes, right. Oh, I did readings at your house, didn't I? I wasn't making the connection, right? I went to your house and did readings for you and a friend. And your daughter later. I have the right Mary, right? Speaking of animal communications, say hi to Jax. Hi, Jax. They love, oh, well, that's lovely. We'll just get him off camera while he's doing that. So this is a really good year for you to build that foundation. And then next year, the year after that's a 7, which we're in a 2023 is a 7. So you're going to be continuing that journey. So this year is really just the start of you doing that. And then you're going to continue that into the next year. Now, so I don't think there was anything else I was going to say about that. All right, so that is a 6-year. Thank you, Mary, for bringing that forth. And good luck with your animal communication studies. We're very interested to hear how that's going for you. All right, Michelle, let's get back up to you. So Michelle, there you are. Okay, so Michelle, you finished, Jax. Can I put you back on camera? You're not being obscene anymore. So January 18th. So lots of Januaries. I forget what the other date of birth was. It was it the same or 16th? Anyway, doesn't matter. So January the 18th. So 8 plus 1 is 9 and 1 is 10. And then we're in a 7-year, which is 18. I did just say that, right? I'm in La La Land. Sorry, it takes me a minute. 8 plus 1 is 9. 1 is 10, so 1, and 7 is 8. 7, 17, 8. Okay, 8 year. All right, it takes me a minute sometimes. All right, so Michelle, you are in an 8-year. Okay. If I say anything wrong, someone please correct me. When I go into these channel sessions, I do sometimes lose my train of thought. So that happens. So, all right, 8-year. Okay. So you're coming out of a 7-year. Happy early birthday to you. And that energy is just staying with you for a little bit because you're fully stepping into your 8-year. 8s are good years. So I don't know what the heck you've been doing. A memory's coming through, and I know you've been working through some stuff, right? It's been a while ago. 8 is a prosperous year. So 8 is a really good year to look back at what you've learned, to understand the lessons that have come to you, why they have come to you, what you've learned from them, what you're taking from them. And honestly, 8 years are really about reaping the rewards of what you have sown. So there's 2 or 3 aspects of an 8 year to me. One is that it is like 8 is the infinity symbol, and the infinity symbol to me in personal years, when I talk about it, is that constant loop of learning and growing and learning and growing and learning and growing. And so, but it's a growth year. It's where you really look at everything you've learned and you integrate it and you really recognize all that you've done. But the learning's not over. That's what I'm hearing. Well, that's what I know for everyone, but I'm hearing that specifically for you. Like, it's not finished. You're just going into the next stage of growth now. Typically, it's a prosperous year. So this is really, you're coming to the end of the 9-year cycle. This is where you do get to sit back and just kind of rein it in, reel it in, and go, okay, you know, what have I created? And being express gratitude for what's in your life, and just really allow things to come to fruition, and just enjoy it, because you're going to come into a 9-year, which is more about releasing and letting go. You're not there yet. So so I really feel like there was a lot of, and you were coming out of the 7-year, which was that journey, like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What's my journey? What do I want to learn? Where do I want to take this? Right. And so now you're going to start to see those things happen for you this year. That's what I'm trying to say with that. But 2023 is a 7-year as well. So you actually will see that 7 energy continue to come through this year. So it's still a lot. There'll still be a lot of that journey for you, but you're going to see a lot of things come to fruition. So I feel like you're going to have both of those energies happening this year. So let me know if that resonates with you, or anything that comes up for you on that, Michelle. All right, where does that take me? To Kia. Am I saying that okay? Hopefully I'm saying that okay. So, and then let me see who's after you. So after you is going to be Susan. Oh, and okay, we're good. Okay. All right. Kia, again, hopefully I'm saying your name okay. October 30th. So 10 and 3. So 1 and 3 is 4, and 7 is 11. And that is a 2. My gosh, this is like, it's the perfect makeup of people. I haven't even had to repeat a year yet. So, all right. So Kia. All right, so you're in a 2-year. So now your year doesn't, so you don't come into that energy fully until October, November of this year. So really a lot of the 1 energy is happening still for you. So I would say that what you've noticed in the last year and a year and a half is kind of what I had said to Ward, like, things kind of coming to completion, letting go of stuff, cleaning house, maybe some changes and things that you have seen in your life. And then you kind of went into that 1 energy, which is that new year. So what you should have noticed last year is that things opened up for you and there were more opportunities. And actually, you know what, you could also have happened in a 1 year. You can feel a little lost in a 1 year because you've completed a 9-year cycle. And you can feel a little bit lost if you're not really sure where you want to go and what you want to do. So just recognize anyone in a 1 year that is something that could show up for you in a 1 year, and don't let that side rail you. It's okay. Like, we have lots of 9-year cycles. So depending on where you are in the 9-year cycles, you may know exactly what you want to do, and you may not know exactly what you want to do. So Kia, you're in that 1-year energy. Like, this is just a really good time for you to do all the things that I talked about with Ward. And you can go back and listen to the replay if you missed that and want to. But basically, it's a brand new beginning. What do you want to do? What's your new venture? And then you're going to move into the 2 energy. And this is what I want to talk about, because 2 energies are all about collaboration, cooperation. What do you need, right? So once you kind of decide this is what I want to do, or new things show up for you and you start to go in those directions, 2 is where the resources come in. So the people come in to support you. The programs come in to support you. A lot of things show up in your life in 2 years. New people show up, new programs. So really be aware as you kind of get into that 2 energy towards the end of the year, really be aware of what's showing up for you and recognize what you want to say yes to and what you don't want to say yes to. Because you'll have to filter through that a little bit, because you don't want things that are going to sidetrack you, but you're going to want things that are going to support you. So I got that energy with you. So as I was talking about the one, that was the energy coming through, is that you did feel lost and not really sure what you want to do. So, and that makes sense, because your 2 year doesn't start until October. So you're in a little bit of a conflict right now, is what I'm hearing, because you've got the 1 year energy, which is, yay, new beginning. What do I want to do? And you just stepped out of a 6 year, which, tends to be a little calmer, into a 7 year, which is like, well, let's get going. It's, our journey. Where do we want to take this? But you're like, I don't really know. This is a new beginning. I haven't figured it out. And then the 7 year comes in and says, well, but let's go. And you're like, no, I'm not ready. Yeah. So, so that's okay. And so you just get rid of a toxic relationship. Yes. Awesome. Perfect. That's that 9 year. Let it go, release it, declare complete. Don't hang on to it. Get rid of it. Awesome. You needed to do that. I feel like some of that toxicity is staying with you. That's a little bit why you're not quite sure where you want to go in a 1 year. So there's some energy still stuck to you around that. I don't know what that is yet, or I don't know what that is. Not yet, but just be aware of that you're bringing some of that energy. So I would definitely recommend that you do some clearing around that. And there's lots of different ways you can clear energy, and you're happy to, read me after. I can give you some tips on that. You're going to want to let that go. If you haven't done a ritual or something around letting that go, declaring that complete, then I would definitely say do that. And probably, so I kind of see things shifting around the 6 month mark. So I'm going to say around June, July, that's when you're going to have more clarity on what you want to do with this next 9 year cycle. But remember, it's a whole 9 year cycle. You don't have to figure it out right now. Just you're not ready, is what I'm hearing. You're not ready to step into that. You're not ready to step into the 1 year fully, to figure out what you want to do, to put it on paper, because you're still kind of healing from that 9 year. So just be gentle with yourself. Give yourself some space and time to do that. And you can just ask for clarity. Just say, I don't know what I want to do in this next 9 year cycle. So, just send me some signs, show me something, and then just pay attention to what shows up for you. I don't know if you work with your hands or creative, but I'm rubbing my hands together. So I feel like there's something for you to do with your hands. I'm feeling actually very jittery. Does this describe you? I feel kind of anxious and jittery, like I can't wait to do something, but I'm not sure what that is. So just let me know how that resonates with you. But just know that when you get towards the end of the year, the things that you need are going to show up to support you. So even if you don't know what all of that is, or you're in construction, okay, well, that's why you work with your hands. So I feel like you're going to take that somewhere new. I don't know if you're going to do something new in construction, or you're going to do something different with your hands, or there's more you want to do that you're not currently doing in construction. But there's definitely something around that. But I do want to say, just be gentle with yourself, and don't try to push yourself. Just kind of go with the flow. This isn't a year to do anything major. It's really just a year to kind of chill a little bit. Painter. Okay, that would be creative. That would be taking that to another level. That actually feels really good to me when you say that. I get a lot of really good energy around that for you. I feel like that's going to allow you to express your creativity. So just allow that to be your thing right now. Just like, I don't know what I want to do, but it's something around painting and I haven't figured it out, and that's okay. And, just be open to what shows up for you. And let me know. I would love to hear back from you on what shows up for you around that. Okay, so that's you, Kia. And let's see where that takes us. So I'm going to pop back up here to Susan. How are we doing? Oh, where did my mouse go? Susan. All right, so Susan. And then the next person's going to be, I don't know who you are because it doesn't say your name, but October 12th is your date of birth. So if you can I put a StreamYard in. Let me just go grab that for you. I'm just going to write down. First of all, I don't want to lose my space. Let me get Susan up here first. And then I'm going to put October 12th because I don't know who that is. I can go cheat and look on Facebook in a second. But you can also go to StreamYard.com/Facebook. And if you click on that, it will allow me to see your name. But if not, I'll go find you in Facebook. And then Twyla, you're going to be next, just to let you know. After our anonymous person, I'm going to go find out who you are, because then Susan, Petra. Petra, you're October 12th. Okay, Petra. Okay, so let's Susan and then Petra and then Twyla. So Susan, July 15th. All right, so 785 is, what did I just say? 85, right? 13. Yes, 13, 7, 22. Okay, so I do that kind of fast. So 7 plus 1 is 8 plus 5 is 13, and then we're in a 7 year. So 1 plus 3 is 4. We're in a 7 year. That's 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Just want to slow that down. So, so you are exactly what I just talked about with Kia, except that you're going to start seeing the 2 energy in July. So you're coming off of 1 energy. So it was a fresh new start for you. I don't feel like, so I feel like for you, I feel like you eased into it. I'm going to say it that way. So you were in a 1 year. I feel like you eased into it. I'm not sensing anything major tumultuous from that 9 year to the 1 year. I feel like you were ready. And so you should have noticed in the last 6 months. If you didn't, you'll see it in the next 6 months. But you should have noticed that you're excited about what's coming next and anticipating what's coming next. And I feel like you have some sense of what that is for you and what you want. I don't know that you've ironed it out completely. You're welcome, Kia. I just see your thank you. I don't know if you've ironed it out completely, Susan, but I feel like you were ready to step into it. So to me, that means you kind of know what it is, you know where you want to go. You may not have completely figured that out, but you're ready. You're ready to move. So you're moving into a 2 energy in the middle of this year. So my question to you is, what do you need to support you as you move forward on whatever it is that you're wanting to do? And you want to start calling that energy in this year. So who do you need? Do you need some people to support you? Do you need some programs? Do you need some training or education? I feel like you need something tangible. So I'm not sure what's going on with you, but it feels like, what does it mean, tangible? I feel like you need something specific. I don't know, like tools or equipment or something kind of very specific to help support you this year. But basically a 2 year is to really allow that to come in, allow that to come through. It's also a year where you want to be very open to receive. So some people are not very open to receiving. We're very good at giving. We're not always very good at receiving. And so if you're that kind of person that likes to do things on their own and doesn't really want to, ask anyone for help, get over it. That's what they're saying. You need to get over that, because you're going to need some help and guidance in this coming year to take you where you want to go. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to accept help, and really just allow that to come through. So you can see how the different elements of the year come through depending on who I'm talking to. That's what happens when I do readings. I could talk to 5 people that are moving from a 1 to a 2 year, but different things are going to come through for each person because it's their specific year based on where they are in their cycles, right? So some people are in, 3 years into their cycle, or 5. I could take that deeper and say some souls are, are new souls. If this is their first incarnation, I'm going into some, kind of woo-woo belief stuff that I'm just sharing my own beliefs, whereas others have been around the block a few times from soul lives. And so that energy comes through as well. So hopefully that made sense for you, Susan, but you're moving from a 1 into a 2. So start to get a little clear on what it is you want to do for this next 9 years. What's important to you? What don't you have that you want to invite in? And then what do you need to support you? That's what comes through for you in that. Okay, so let's go back up and I was looking at some of my comments. So Michelle, you are right on the button. Thank you. You made me smile. Okay, awesome. I'm very excited for you and your 8 year. 8 years are pretty fabulous. I'm just coming out of an 8 year and it was pretty damn fabulous. So not without its challenges. It was a little tiring, but it was a fabulous year. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Okay, so Petra, so your name doesn't show. That's okay. I know who you are. So you are, look, another October. Funny how we're getting. So you're October 12th. Okay, so 10 plus 1 plus 2. So 1 plus 1 plus 2, which is 4. And we're in a 7 year, so 11 2. So the same. So basically the same messages. We're getting lots of 2s, aren't we? Put Petra in here as a 2. So pretty much the same message I just gave to Susan and to Kia. So you're coming out of the 1 year energy, going into the 2. You're more in line with Kia in terms of the fact that that 2 energy is not going to come through really strong for you until the end of the year. It doesn't mean things aren't going to show up to support you in the first part of the year. It just means you're going to see more of that, or what I just heard is you're going to be more open to it. So I feel like you're falling a little bit into that kind of I can do it myself thing as well. And it's really important for you to be open to not only accepting the help, but I think you want to be really clear on what you want, and you want to put that energy out. You want to invite it in. So, so let's talk about. I talked a lot with Kia about a 1 year in a 1 personal year in a 7 calendar year. Let's talk about a 2 personal year in a 7 calendar, because I didn't really pull that piece out. And since we're talking about a 2 year again, I can do that. So 2 years are all about collaboration and being supported, and things coming to you to support you and what you need, and also taking care of yourself. And 7 years are about the journey. So sorry, stuff's coming through. So with a 2 year and a 7 year, because 7s again are all about where do I want to go, what do I want to do, what do I want to learn, who do I want to do that with, who are the people that I need and the resources that I need in order to take that next step, go on that next journey. It can be a year for relationships as well. So I'm not sure what's in your life around relationships, but if you don't have a relationship, 2 years can be where you start to, where you meet someone, for a love relationship. Or it can be where you and someone come together more closely and support each other more. So you can see again how this very much depends on your goals and what you're working on. So for example, if you were, you're welcome, Susan, if you were working on your relationship, if that was very important to you, then 2 years are going to be very beneficial in terms of bringing you the resources to do that. If you're building a business, they're going to bring you the resources, the people, the things you need to do that, right? So it's going to depend on what your personal goals are, what you decided that you wanted to work on in that 1 year. That's what's going to carry through. It doesn't mean you can't change gears, because you can change gears throughout and focus on something else. And oh, interesting. Thank you. So there's an underlying lesson. So it almost doesn't matter. Like you could say, okay, in that 1 year, what could come clear to you is I want to, I don't know, create a business, or, and then partway through that year, you might go, well, I want to work on my relationship. Like just some competing things come up, right? So it's not just one thing, it's more than one thing. But what I just heard around that is that through the 9 year cycles, we're growing as an individual, as a spirit. And there are underlying lessons and things we need to learn. And we're going to learn those no matter what. So we're going to learn those whether we are going through this cycle, focusing on a relationship, or focusing on our career, or focusing on ourselves, or focusing on, our health. I mean, whatever it might be. So there's an underlying lesson or learning or teaching or guidance that's happening no matter what your personal goal is. I hope that made sense to people. So Petra, 2 year, a good year. Just, this is a great year. It's a fresh new start. You've been in that, what are we in January? So October, November, December. So already had 3 months into that. So hopefully you have some clarity on where you're going and what you want to do. So you can kind of just really kind of hit the road running this year in the 7 year, and then you can pick up steam towards the end of the year, bring in the resources that you need. Okay, so that is taking me to Twyla, and then I'm just going to go up. So I'm going to get Twyla here, and then that's going to take me to Kimmy Cat. Hi, Kimmy Cat. Kim Sampson. But I call her Kimmy Cat because, that's what I've called her for a long time. Okay, so Twyla, and then Kim, and I'm not sure who's after that, but once I scroll down, I'll figure it. Twyla, April 3rd. So 4 plus 3 is 7, and you're in a 7 year, and 7 plus 7 is 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. Holy crap. Okay. This is a big year for you. Okay. So you're coming out of a 4 year. So 4 years are all about your foundation, which I talked about. And this energy is still with you until April. So 4s would have been a year, and I'm taking myself out of this because I know you so well, so I'm going to take myself out of this. So 4s are a year, and I said this before, I'm just going to repeat it, where you're basically looking, what am I standing on? What am I standing on? How solid is it, or how solid is it not? What's supporting me? What's not supporting me? What do I need to get rid of? What do I need to bring in? And if you feel like you had a fairly strong foundation, but you had a lot of pieces that were rotten. So they were still there, but they were going to crumble at some point if you didn't get rid of them. And those would have came to light for you in a 4 year. So you would have started to get some sense of what's not supporting me. And I feel like that has a lot to do for you around your personal beliefs and emotions and responses to life. They're not taking me to tangible things. That's why I said it was fairly solid, because from a tangible level, in job, career, income, relationships, you have a pretty solid foundation, but it's more of your feelings and emotions around that were creating that to be a little bit rocky. So you're coming into a 5 year. So still pay attention to that coming into this year, but the 5 years really more about, remember I said transformation. So 5 years are where you start to change and transform, and it's the who was I talking about? That was Colleen, because you were in a 5 coming into a 6. So it's the caterpillar in the cocoon. And at the beginning of this year, you might feel very constrained, like, oh my God, I'm feeling very kind of trapped and I can't breathe and I'm overwhelmed. And then things will open up for you. And then you'll be like, okay, holy crap, I got through that. It was fine. It wasn't as big a deal as I thought it was going to be. And wow, this is like really cool. I have a really different view of my life, of the situation, of whatever's going on in your life. So get ready for a dramatic and exciting year, because that's what a 5 year is all about. And so this is a great year to do new things, try new things, have adventures. Hello, that's like your signature trademark, and really take some risks. 5 years are really good for, just shake it up. It's like you've already shaken it up. It's already shook up. I don't think that's proper English, but we already shook it up. So you may as well just enjoy it and get out of your comfort zone and do some fun things or cool things or different things, and just have fun and just play with that. And just know that there's a lot of transformation happening behind the scenes. You don't have to focus on it. You can leave your emotions at check. You don't have to bring that in, but you do have to allow it to happen, and allow yourself to come through that. It's interesting. There's a hesitancy there. I don't know what it is. It's probably me getting in the way. Let me move myself out of the way again. Okay, so you're going to learn a lot about yourself this year, which is going to require you to be very honest and open about your emotions, but you don't have to do a lot of work to work through them. Hopefully that makes sense to you. So they really want me to emphasize that for you, because you kind of get stuck in that. So yeah, so 5 years. So it's gonna be a big year. It's gonna be big and adventurous and lots happening and crazy, and you're gonna feel a little out of sorts this year. I think this is Petra. Thank you so much. That's exactly how I feel. I'm in a transformation. Things are getting clearer. I'm about to start new business ideas. Awesome. I'm not in a relationship, but it sounds good what you said about that. I'm very excited. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that definitely jives with the energy that I was picking up on that. And Twyla, that sounds great. Very little work getting to fun. Yeah, pretty much right up your alley. And 6 is a calm year. So even if you do feel a little rattled this year, like don't sweat it, because you're going to get into 6, and that's more where you just kind of come back down to earth and ground yourself, and you're not going to want to do a lot that year, and you're probably going to want to be more in your space, whether that's, you know, your home or your province or whatever. So yeah, just enjoy the 5 year, because I feel like it's going to be a little bit of a crazy year for you. So I'm interested to hear how that plays out. All right, Kimmy Cat. And so October 1, so lots of Octobers. And I'm just going to see who's going to come up next after that. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Okay, we're doing good. Did I get to everyone after that? I think I did. Be my last one, Kim. I do believe so. Okay, so if no one else pops on, I'm going to do Kimmy Cat's. And then I'm going to fill in any years we didn't cover. So let's see what we have. So October 1. So 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 2. And 2 plus 7 is 9. Awesome. Another year we didn't do. 9 year. All right. So Kim, you and I are in the same year. So it's a 9 year for me. My energy starts to transition in May. Yours won't really transition till 8. So you're until October, till 8. So you're coming out of an 8 year from October on, last year, but October on. So you should have had a pretty good last year. Like that 8 year again is usually a pretty fruitious year. Again, reaping the benefits of what you sow, seeing things come to fruition. There's success. There's usually material gain in an 8 year. So, you know, it tends to be a prosperous year and an enlightening year. That's typically how an 8 year plays out. So you should have had a pretty good 8 year. And even prior to that with the 7, again, it's like, where do I want to go? What do I want to do? And then things start to fall into place. So you've come off a good run. And then that's going to continue into this year. So just have fun, girlfriend. Like express gratitude, notice what comes up for you, and know that you created it all. They're wanting me to tell you that. So I don't know if you're a little bit hard on yourself and you maybe don't feel that you're worthy of everything you receive, but that energy is coming through. So just, you know, be grateful and know that you're deserving. And then you're going to kind of come into that 9 year energy more towards the end of the year. And that's when you start to take stock of, okay, where am I? What do I want to keep? What do I want to let go? 9 is a year of endings. It's really where you kind of clean house. What do I have to let go of? And what happens in 9 years is sometimes we hit a bit of a struggle because we have to let go of things that maybe we're not really comfortable letting go of, like a dream, or a dream or desire, or maybe we're involved in some activities or outfits that we feel we have a moral obligation to do, but it's not serving us anymore, and we need to step back from that. And so, you know, I would just invite you to just be aware of that as you come into the later part of the year, and just notice what's showing up that's creating some discomfort for you, and just know that there's a reason for that, because it's time to let that go. It's time to declare complete. It's time to release it. And 9 years are also years where there's a lot of decluttering. And so cleaning house, getting rid of stuff. Sometimes it can be big things like career changes or retirement, where you are on that scheme of things, or moving, right? It can be very big things. And so I didn't feel compelled to say that before, but I'm saying it now. Mind you, I never had someone in a 9 year. So I don't know if that's something, a little bit of a premonition of something that's coming up for you. But please let me know how that plays out for you throughout the year. I would love to hear that. Okay, I think I got through everyone in an hour. That's awesome. So there's 2 years we didn't talk about. Well, we did talk about them indirectly. So one was the 3 year, and we talked about it in the sense of someone moving from it. And so that was that, creativity, the world is your stage. Don't worry about your future, create the life you desire. It's a social number. So, very much about celebrating and spending time with people you enjoy. So if you think about, let's just run through this for a second. So you're in a 2 year and those resources are coming to you, the people are coming to you, and you're accepting help and guidance. And then a 3 years where you just kind of go with it, right? Just have some fun and celebrate and be around the people that that you enjoy. Um, Kim, I released from the military in November. Okay, I kind of had a feeling you must have, because it was feeling like there was a big change. So so you've already stepped into that 9 year, so you're ready to rock and roll that 9 year already. Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna just come back to. Can I do that? Let me just go back to my banner for a second. I'm just going to pop this up here and then just back to my comments so I can see it. Hi, Alma. That's okay. We're just winding down. I know I did your personal year in a reading, but if you want to put your month and day in, I'm happy to do that in a moment. I'm just finishing up with the couple that we didn't cover. So that's a 3 year. So the other one I didn't cover for personal year is a 7, but I already covered it for the year because we're in a 7 year, right? And so again, 7 years are all about they're all about where do I want to go? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? And I'm just going to read you, because I have a little bit of time, some of the 7 year. So this is a year of victory where you can acquire, and this is important because this 7 year energy is there for all of you. Let me just see Elma's number because I forget what it is. So 2 + 2 + 4, 4, 8. And 7, 15, 6. Okay, I was just checking. You might have been in a 7 year. So here, I want to just read this 7 year because this is for all of us. This energy it's here for all of us, even with our personal numbers. So it's a year of victory. You can acquire spiritual mastery by learning to control your lower instincts and emotions. Take a break from the pressure of your daily activities to still your mind and restore your spirit. Reflect on what is meaningful to you and serves your purpose. If you can find time in nature, it will nourish you, particularly if you retreat near the ocean. You might want to relocate closer to nature or live in a more serene environment, or at least go on vacation. So I just want to pull that sentence out for a moment, because if you're in a 9 year, relocating might be very good, because it's endings and letting go. If you're in a 2 year, if you're looking to relocate, then it's about finding the support you need to do that. If you're in a 4 year, it would be very important for you to look at where you need to be that's going to support you. So I just want to show you how these vary depending on your personal year. If you do not have a daily meditation practice, you might consider incorporating one. It's an ideal time to engage in any spiritual activity or group where you can deepen your connection to divine. Any course of study or research will prove worthwhile, providing your heart is in it. Remember, I said you can't fight against it. You need to go with the flow. If you fight against it, it's not going to be beneficial. And which is the last part. And you're not doing it out of obligation. If you're a writer, this can be a great year to create your best work. So again, let's talk about that. Let's say you do want to write. Well, if this is a 1 year, you're probably just starting to think about the book. If this is a 2 year, you're starting to look at publishers or editors. If this is a 3 year, you're probably starting to really express yourself with that. You're probably writing the book. You're bringing your creativity. If it's a 4 year, you're probably hitting some roadblocks because you're rebuilding the foundation. So you kind of see where I'm going with that. I won't take it for everyone, but keep your mind focused on what you want rather than let your emotions get the better. At times you might feel your emotions or outward circumstances are tearing you in two directions, leaving you angry or confused. And so 7 year, right? Journeys. Where do we want to go? That can be frustrating. What are the emotions that's bringing up? If you know clearly what's happening, it's going to be very easy. If you don't, you might notice some discourse there. It's an opportunity for you to gain dominion over your mind so you feel in control of your life rather than feeling circumstances in your life occur at random. If you find yourself getting overwhelmed, take a deep breath, stay in the moment, stay focused on the big picture, and ask yourself if you've been making choices based on your personal truth, or if you have allowed opinions of others to dominate your decisions. As you learn to stay centered amidst change, you will learn to deeply trust yourself and the process of your life. These are valuable skills that will carry you forward for the rest of your journey. So you can see how the 7 of the year is very much about creating the journey, having the journey, experiencing the journey, and bringing in the elements that you need for the fullest expression of who you are in this year based on your own personal year and your own cycle within the year. So Alma, last but not least, kitty cat. So we just did the numerology. 2 + 2 + 4 is 8, and we're in a 7 year. Which is 15, and 1 of 5 is 6. So Alma's in the 6 year. And so 6 years, again, are all about being comfortable, being secure. Balance would be a theme for a 6 year. So 5 years are great transformation. You would have just came out of that. You learned a lot about yourself. You went through a lot of transformation last year. It might have been a very uncomfortable year. Usually we are not very comfortable in 5 years, because remember, the caterpillar's in the cocoon and he's all dense, condensed up, and he's tight, and he's growing in this thing, and he's uncomfortable, and then he breaks free. So that's your 6 year. So you break free. And so balance is really important. And you really want to make sure you surround yourself with that which supports you. So you want your home in order. You want to have a space that you can retreat to, whether that's your home or space in your home. You want to maintain a balance between your body and your mind. Take care of yourself, right? So it's really 6 is about heart, home, family, nurturing, self-love, taking care of yourself, and just feeling good about who you are, where you are, and how you're showing up this year. That's a 6 year. Okay. Wow. Well, I think that's a wrap, except I'm going to do a card pull for us. So let's do a card to end the year, or not to end the year. Let's do a card to end this session. So what do we all need to know about this year, taking into account our personal year, taking into account the 7 year? What is the thing that we need to know as we navigate through that? There's a card sticking out in my hand, so I'm going to pull it. Okay, well, that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. So it's my Psychic Tarot card, and the card that came out is the Sacral Chakra. And so the sacral chakra is below your belly button. It's your second chakra. And this is a chakra that houses your emotions. So what do we need to know about that in this 7 years, a year of journey? So basically what I'm hearing around that is keep your emotions in check. And I just want to explain that. I'm just going to pull my other banner up here. So just give me a second. Where'd it go? Oh, I'll just put this one up. So, okay, sacral chakra. So keep your emotions in check. So basically, like, don't let your emotions get the best of you, because 7s are all about, like I said, that journey and where you want to go and what you want to do. And you want to be level-headed about that, because you can accomplish a lot this year. But if you allow your emotions to get the best of you and you don't really know how to deal with them, it can pull you in a lot of different directions. So I think it's coming to what I talked about in that 7, where you're pulled in different directions and you're feeling out of sorts. You just want to kind of realign yourself and come back into the energy of the 7 and say, if this is a year of learning, teaching, training, taking a journey, getting me where I want to go, what does that look like for me? What does that mean to me? What are the emotions that are getting in the way? So I talked about this at the very start when I was doing the reading. So for example, if you find that you are in a state of frustration, you're not going to have a very pleasurable journey. Or if you are stuck in regret or resentment, you're going to have a hard time with the journey. So I think you want to just really bring your emotions up as you step into the 7 year. Look at the ones that are getting in your way, get them out of your way so that you can move forward. And I find that really fascinating, because I did a reading prior to this and I pulled out my emotion code chart, which I hadn't used for a very long time. And it helps to identify the energy of emotions that are stuck in your energy field, that are stuck in you. And it helps to release them. And when you release them, it gives you a clearer vision of where you want to go, what you want to do, what you need, and how you want to show up for yourself. So that's the card that came up for us. So pay attention to the chakra, the seventh chakra, the chakra of emotions, the color orange, and just pay attention to how that shows up for you. Okay, so I think that is a wrap. And and oh, we had one more person pop in, so I will not leave anyone. So if you people keep popping in, I'll be here till the end of the night. You don't have to stay. So Karen popped in. So let's do your number and see where you are, Karen. So December 13, so 12, which is 3, and 13, which is 4, 7 year, 14, 5. Was my new challenge. Okay, well, that makes sense because you're in a 5 year. So remember, 5 years, it's a dramatic and it's exciting year. And there can be a lot of things happening and a lot of changes and a lot of transformation that happens in a 5 year. And there can be a lot of decisions. So that's kind of where they're taking me with you, Karen, is 5 years can bring, I feel like it can be a year where there's a lot laid out in front of you and you need to pick and choose what it is you want to focus on. I feel like you have a lot of stuff that you want to do, a lot of stuff that you want to focus on, but you can't obtain great growth if you focus on everything. And so you're going to want to fine tune that a little bit to the thing that needs your attention the most. So you would be, so December 13th, so you're not even going to enter the 5 year till the end of the year. So you're going to have the 4 energy coming through. So this makes sense for you, because I was going to say this has to do with your foundation. And so 4 years are all about that. They're all about solidifying your foundation and getting the details of your life in order and figuring out what's supporting you and what's not supporting you. I feel like you need to take an inventory right now. You really need to sit down and look at what is supporting me, what isn't supporting me, what do I love to do, what do I not love to do, what's causing me grief, what's bringing me joy. You just need to go through this inventory, and then you need to kind of filter that out in some way, shape, or form, and just focus on one thing at a time and ask, is this something that I'm going to keep? Am I going to let it go? Do I need to change it? Do I need some education around this? Do I need some support around this? Is it something that I don't really want in my life anymore? And you're going to have to answer those. I feel like you are going to have a lot of questions, and it's going to take you some time to get to the answers. So really you're in the 4 energy. It's the foundational year. You're not really going to hit that 5 energy until later in the year. Actually, they're saying around month 7, 8, you'll start to see that come in. But right now it's very much about you still being in the 4 energy and really looking at what you're standing on. What's your foundation and how's that supporting you? You're welcome, Alma. I'm glad that you got in here before we finished. And Karen, you're officially my last one. So I do have to jump off because I have a reading I need to do. But this was fun. Thank you all. Hopefully everybody has a little snippet they can take away. And yeah, just keep hanging out with me. And please let me know how this plays out for you throughout the year, whether you send me a private message or post it in the group or post it on the page. I would love to know how the year's energy is showing up, how it's supporting you, and if you're running into any challenges. All right. Love you all. Have a good night. And I will see you on the next live. Actually, I have an interview coming up Monday at 1 p.m. Dream Discovery with Diane, very good friend of mine. And we're going to dive into dreams and interpretation and what they mean. And she is freaking amazing. So if you can catch that at 1 p.m. on Monday, the event details are in the group you're in right now watching this. And if you need more details, just reach out to me, and the replay will be there as well. All right. Happy 2023, everyone. 7 year, wear it like a crown. It's a good year. We're going to have a lot of adventures this year. Looking forward to having them with you.